So welcome back, and take your pen and notebook to note down the important points. And it will be good if you guys come on the video, because whenever you're attending a session or the workshop, it's a good practice you come on the video. And for all the TOT programs, it is compulsory you have to be on the video. So when you're on the video, what happens? There is a certain discipline. You get ready, take shower, wear some nice clothes, be presentable. So this is the preparation. This preparation is very much important, where you prepare yourself, you discipline yourself to absorb the content. Then whatever you listen, it goes deep into your being. Right? So today and tomorrow, specifically, we have matched for the UK timings so that many participants from UK can join, and also from Europe. So we'll be doing more frequent sessions since the TOT, the Teachers Training Program, is going to be started in 2 weeks' time. So today, let us discuss about energy. Because to be healthy, to be happy, energy is a very important factor. There are two factors which are the main ingredients to live a happy life. Two factors. One is the factor of energy, and the other is the factor of clarity. Now, we have discussed it before, but we have to discuss it again and again so that you understand more intensely, more deeply. Truth is very simple. Truth is simple, but the depth of understanding of the truth, it's like ocean. There's always a new dimension of understanding. There's always a new point of view. As part of the health and wellness series, so today we are going to discuss about energy. So there are different kinds of energy. In Sanskrit, we call it a Shakti. Energy, Shakti. When we discuss about energy in spiritual terms, whenever we speak about energy, we don't speak about the physical energy. We speak about the Prana Shakti, the life force energy. There are three kinds of energies. Number one, willpower, Icha Shakti. Icha Shakti means willpower. So three kinds of energies, and we are discussing about this energy concept to live a healthy and happy life. So whatever we discuss, this always relates to the health and happiness. First and the foremost, to understand the three kinds of energies. The first one, Icha Shakti. In English, it is called willpower. The second energy is Jnana Shakti. In English, it is called knowledge power, the power of knowledge. The first one is willpower. The second one is knowledge power. The third one is Kriya Shakti, your execution power. Kriya Shakti means execution power, your ability to work and execute the things. So these are the three kinds of Shakti, the energy one needs to live a totally happy life. So when we speak about energy, there are three kinds. Normally, sometimes people say that, sir, I know meditation is good. I want to meditate. And I know the benefits of meditation as well. but some reason I couldn't meditate regularly every day. So that means they have the jnana shakti, they have the knowledge that meditation is good, the benefits of meditation. But the kriya shakti is not there. The kriya shakti depends on your willpower. So to do intense practice, regular practice, you need kriya shakti, which is the execution power. If you don't have the execution power, you'll be full of knowledge, but it is a wasted opportunity because you haven't put it into action. It is like you have theoretical spirituality, but you have never experimented it. So there is no wisdom, there is no practical spirituality. So once you know that this is the right thing for me to do in my life, then there needs to be an execution power. So what is the source of these things? Let us discuss about that as well. The first and the foremost, you should investigate into the things. The first point is you have to investigate into the things. Investigation is the first and the primary step. When you investigate the things, then your knowledge is extended. Investigation simply means exploring what is right, what is not right, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what is the scientific aspect of it. Is it needed? Is it really helpful for me? Is it really needed for me? In what way it will make my life happier? In what way it's going to help me? So this investigation is the first and the foremost. For example, you say, okay, meditation is good. Really? Meditation is good? In what way it is good? Being a vegetarian is good. In what way being a vegetarian is good? How it is going to help me? I'm just a youngster. I'm a teenager. I want to enjoy my life. I want to go for partying. I want to go for clubs. I want to enjoy life. So how meditation, vegetarianism, the spiritual knowledge is going to help me? So fundamentally, I have to ask these kind of questions. So this is investigating into the things. So the more you investigate into the things, the more the knowledge is extended. If you don't investigate into the things, then the knowledge is never extended. When you are reading books, you are into investigation. What is there in the book? What is this author telling? What is that something which the author knows and which I don't know? So that is investigation. So the more and more you investigate into the things, more naturally your knowledge is extended. When your knowledge is extended, then it extends to the increase in your willpower. People sometimes they are lazy. They don't want to do the things. Like a classic example, they know the benefits of meditation, but they're not putting in action. So that means their knowledge of meditation is incomplete. They know something about meditation, but their knowledge is complete knowledge. When you have the complete knowledge, that knowledge will motivate you to put it in action. So the first is investigating into the things. The second, when you investigate into the things, your knowledge is expanded. When your knowledge is expanded, then your willpower is increased. When your willpower is increased, naturally you put the things in action. The goal of life is to extend the knowledge of life. The goal of life is to extend the knowledge of life. In other words, the goal of life is to understand what life is. The very goal of life is to understand the life and to live the life. Sometimes people ask, what is the purpose of my life? The very purpose of life is to live life. You will be able to live life only when you have the knowledge of life. So you have to investigate into life. You have to investigate the things in your life. When you investigate the things in your life, your knowledge of life is expanded. The more your knowledge of your life is expanded, the more you live your life. I'll give you a simple example. Every child is born naturally happy. Every child's nature is to be enjoyed. So it is the same for the adults also. Our nature, our very nature is to live a happy life. But then why we have forgotten how to live a happy life? It is because of the programming. It is because of the programming from our childhood. We got a certain programming from our parents. We got a certain programming from the teachers, from the society. They wanted us to live in a certain way, to speak in a certain way, to think in a certain way. So we wanted many things. We wanted to do many things, but we are not allowed to do it. We don't want to do some things, but we are forced to do it. What naturally the child wanted to do, the society and the parents didn't allow it. What the child doesn't want to do, the society has programmed to do it. So because of this, we have forgotten our natural state of happiness. So the most important thing to understand is happiness is something that you cannot force upon. Happiness is a natural phenomenon. You cannot program yourself to be happy. It is a very natural phenomenon. When you live your life naturally, when you live your life authentically, naturally you'll be happy. So to live your life authentically, to live your life to the way you want, that becomes the goal of life. Now, sometimes people misunderstand that if you want to live your life the way you want, then you are going against the parents, you are going against the society. No, it is not like that. You are not going against anybody. You are going in favor of your own self, that's all. You have nothing to do with others. The others are living their own life. You are living your life. When you start living your life naturally, then very naturally you will start taking responsibility for your life. The responsibility comes only when you start living your natural life. You see now how important it is to live a life what you wanted. Sometimes you might say that, say the situation is like that, I wanted to live that kind of a life, but I'm not able to live that kind of a life because there are certain situations. I got married and children, financial issues, these issues, that issues. My dear friends, you have to understand, you are the creator of your life. Whether you have created it consciously or whether you have created it unconsciously, that is the question. Whatever you have created in your life is your own creation, consciously or unconsciously. So when you become a conscious co-creator, that's when you will be able to live a totally happy life. Now, this is not a one-day process. This is not a few months process. This is a lifetime process. Every day you have to make efforts to let go of the program. Your effort is to let go of the program because you are perfect as you are. Your effort is not to become perfect, because you are perfect by birth. Your effort is to let go of all the imperfections. Now, what is the way? So people say, sometimes people say, I feel like stuck. I feel like I'm stuck in life. I have everything. We have a nice house. We are living in a well-developed society. The most interesting fact is the people who are living in not so rich countries, not so developed countries, their happiness index is more compared to the people who have all the materialistic facilities. Take the Western world. People living in the Western world, they have everything. They have good infrastructure, they have houses, they have cars, and they have good facilities, social security, everything is there. But still, they're not happy. And people from not so developed countries, they have very minimum, but comparatively, they are much better in terms of happiness index. So your comforts doesn't give you happiness. This is the point you have to understand. Money gives you comforts, but money cannot give you happiness. Comforts are different, happiness is different. There are many people who go behind money thinking that will give you happiness. Money cannot give you happiness, but you cannot discount money. Money is also essential. Money is essential to survive on the planet Earth. To survive on the planet Earth, money is essential. But happiness is on a different index. Money is also energy. The way to look at money is an energy which helps you to do the things the way you want. Just imagine money, wealth, like gold. Planet Earth has the reserves of gold. Before you, your ancestors used the gold, and they have left the gold here and they vacated the body. And now you are using the gold and you're going to use it and you're going to leave it and you're going to vacate the body. So the gold reserves are going to be on the planet Earth. You cannot reduce it, you cannot subtract it, you cannot add it. These resources are part of the earth. So the wealth, the money, the resources, they are part of the earth. It is just a transaction energy. Money energy is a transaction energy. Money and wealth is a transaction energy. So when you understand this, see, when you have wealth, you're holding on certain wealth and you're holding on to it and you lived 80 years or 100 years life. And after that, you have to leave it and go. And somebody else will hold on to it and they will live it and they have to live it. It's a very interesting thing. It's a but very simple thing. Then what is there this money and wealth for? This money and wealth is there for you to live your life, to live your dreams, to execute your dreams. So when it comes to the execution power, money plays a role. For example, you have a dream of building a house. So you need resources to build a house. Only what kind of resources you need? Just take this simple example of building a house. First, you need planning. You need a nice engineer. You need a blueprint. You need an architect to design the house. Where will be the rooms? Where will be the bedroom? Where will be the living room? Everything. The sunlight factor, the wind flow, the air, the vastu, the feng shui, everything you need an architect to design. So that comes from knowledge power. So the architect uses his knowledge. So you need knowledge power to build the house. Without knowledge power, you cannot build the house. Then the very initiation that I want a house, I want a peaceful house. I want a simple house, a beautiful house, or I want a grand house to do my work, to live my life. Home, sweet home, happy home. So I want to build a nice house so that we can live a comfortable life. So that desire comes. It's a itcha, that is your desire. So that also has an energy. For example, if you don't have a desire to build a house, then you will never build a house. If you don't have the desire to become rich, you will never become rich. If you don't have the desire to build a house, you will never build a house. If you don't have the desire to get married, you will never get married. So desire comes first, that is Ichcha Shakti. You need to have the willpower. You need to have the willpower to build a nice house. Then only you will start making the first move to contact the engineer, to contact the planner. So building, I'm giving an example so that you understand. I'm giving an example of building a house so that you understand what are the kinds of energy involved in it. The first is willpower, Ichcha Shakti, the energy which you get from your desire. The willpower you get that I want a house. And then you need knowledge. You need to get the right engineers. You need to get the right electricians, the right plumbers, the right builders, the masons. You need a lot of knowledge. Who is the right person? Who is the qualified person? So without that knowledge power, nothing moves forward. You have the willpower, but there is a lack of knowledge, then you don't know what to do. Or you end up building a wrong type of house, which you don't want in the first place. So knowledge is very critical. Knowledge is power. That's why they say knowledge is power. Every kind of energy is critical, but knowledge plays a very important role. Then once you have sorted out with your willpower, once you have sorted out with your knowledge power, then comes the execution power. Hundreds of people, hundreds of laborers who carry the bricks, who carry the sand, who carry the cement. A lot of physical energy is needed to transport the raw material, to build the house brick by brick. Every day there will be bricks. Every day, constantly, consistently, every day there should be work going on. From the first day until the last day, there is a lot of work, execution. And your willpower should be there intact from the day one till the last day. Suppose you started building a house and half the way you lost interest, then the house will never get completed because you lost the interest. You have withdrawn your Ichcha Shakti, you have withdrawn your willpower, then the project will not move forward. It becomes an incomplete project. So till the final execution, till the final day where the keys of the house is handed over, until that day, you might have a lot of problems, challenges. You might have financial problems, you might have labor problems, you might have government approval problems, you might have many, many, many problems. But whatever might be the problems, you cannot compromise on your willpower. You use the willpower to execute it at any cost. Constantly you make efforts. So you need a lot of willpower. And dynamically, so many things might change. So accordingly, you have to upgrade the knowledge. There might be certain, when you're building a house, there might be a technology which is prevalent, but half the way, then you will find a new technology, a new supplier, a better things to execute. So you need to dynamically adapt whatever is the latest things available. So your knowledge also needs to be intact. Your knowledge power has to be constantly improved upon. And then the execution power. It is the same. Just for building a house, we need this kind of things. And now imagine life. We're going to live life on the planet Earth. So many dreams we have. So many lessons we need to learn. From the childhood, we go to school, we go to college. Once we go to school, we think, oh, after we finish the school, life is happy. Then we go to college. Then we think, oh, college is again a challenging thing. Once we finish college, life is settled. Then after we finish the college, then oh, job stress. So every stage of life, there is a challenge. Sometimes we think children don't have stress, but ask every child, they also go through stress. They have the stress of homework. They have the stress of writing the assignments. They have the stress of going into the class and sitting in the class. They have their own level of stress. So at every point of time in your life, there is some kind of stress. So how do you handle that stress? When you have this knowledge power, when you have this willpower, and when you have this execution power, it is with this power you overcome the stress. And as we are executing stage by stage, then there is certain clarity you will have. There will be a point in your life where you will have clarity. See, as a child, when you're going to school, you don't know why you're going to school. Because your parents want you to go, so you are going. So it's not until that you have a certain maturity, you have the clarity, oh, I'm going to school because if I go to school and get well educated, then I'll get a good job. If I get a good job, I'll get good money. If I have good money, then my life will be comfortable. So when I have money, when I have a comfortable life, then I can live a life of my choice. So you will have this clarity only at a later stage. On an average, for the first 30 years of life, 30 to 35 years of life, average, people will not have clarity. It is after 35, from the age of 35 to 45, they will have clarity. Clarity of life. And after they have clarity of life, then they gracefully live their life. They live the life gracefully. So, my dear friends, when we speak about energy, at any point of time, if you are feeling low in your life, you might be meditators, you might be, a person with full of knowledge and wisdom, but still you might feel low. You might feel low in your life because one of the three energies are low in factor. You can do the simple experiment. At any point of time you are feeling low, take a spiritual book and read a spiritual book. Just read one page of spiritual book. Any spiritual book. Immediately, instantly, you will feel a rush of energy. That energy is because of the knowledge. When you listen to the truth, when you read the truth, instantly you get energy. This energy you get instantly when you hear the truth is the energy from your higher self. When you listen to the truth empowers you. When you read the truth empowers you. It empowers you to live life. It empowers you to celebrate life. Do this simple experiment. At any point of time, when you feel low, when you feel life is boring, when you feel lethargic, take a nice spiritual book and read, or listen to some. Now, these days, our team has created wonderful Instagram, where it is just 1 minute. The truth is condensed in 1 minute. And there is a lot of YouTube videos, Instagram videos. So when you listen to that, instantly you feel the energy boost. Right? Now, that will give you an instant energy boost, but it will not sustain for the whole day. It will just motivate you to come out of the laziness. It will motivate you to come out of the lethargy. It will motivate you to come out of the negativity. But to sustain it, you have to use the Kriya Shakti. The Kriya Shakti comes from your sadhana. You have to immediately, once you get that instant energy boost, immediately use that energy to close your eyes. I'm telling you, very important experiment. Once you get that instant energy boost with the knowledge, you listen, with the truth you listen, you get the instant energy boost. With that energy boost, you immediately close your eyes and sit. Immediately close your eyes and sit and observe your breath. Put it into sadhana. Unless you put it into execution, nothing fundamental will change in your life. The transformation will not happen. The mastery will not happen. The self-mastery will not happen. So here comes the Kriya Shakti, the execution power. So the more and more you put into execution, then your life is transformed. I'll give you another scenario. For example, you read about certain teachings of some masters, or you heard in some satsang. Patience is very important. Okay, you heard patience is very important. Don't speak unnecessarily. Be patient, be compassionate. Do not judge. These are the words you heard, you read. Now you will have, your samsara is a real test. At home, there will be somebody poking you. There will be somebody triggering you, either at home or in the workplace, any place. So that is where you need to put it in action. If somebody is trying to poke you, if somebody is trying to irritate you, then you tell yourself, okay, it is an opportunity for me. This is like a lab. This is like a chemistry lab. This is like a practical theater. So now it is my time to prove that I really learned it. See, in school, we have theory and lab. Like there is chemistry lab, there is physics lab. So first, theoretically, the teacher will teach you this chemical, when you mix this chemical with this chemical, there is this reaction. And if you add a catalyst, then the reaction is more. It speeds up the process. So all those things you listen in theoretical class, now the teacher will say, okay, now it's time to go for the lab and see for yourself whether you really learned it or not. So the samsara means your day-to-day life, your family life, your work life, all put together is samsara. So your work life, the relationship you have with your colleagues, the relationship you have with your partners, with your parents, with your children, that is the testing ground. Whatever the truth you have learned, this is the testing ground. If you are able to be loving to your own father and own mother and own partners and children, that means you have passed the test. They are shouting at you, they have misunderstood you, they have their own judgments about you, they have their own conclusions about you, and they fight with you on with their own wrong understanding about you. But in spite of it, you are being patient, you are being calm, you are not judging them, you are simply minding your own work. Without reacting, you are just responding to them in a positive way, in a humble way, in a gentle way. That means you have passed the test. So the real enlightenment happens only in samsara. Sometimes you might fail. Sometimes you might get triggered. Sometimes you might shout back. Sometimes you might do a lot of things which you don't want to do. But that is fine. Are you making the attempt? That matters. Your attempt matters. Every day you attempt, then one day you are successful. You have to make attempt. You have to attempt to understand the other person. You have to make the attempt to be peaceful. So for that, you need a lot of sadhana. Without sadhana, there will be no mastery in samsara. Then your very own family members will make a fun out of you. They will say that you are attending a lot of Zoom classes, you are reading a lot of books, you are doing meditation. But where are the results? You will become a laughing stock. If there is no sadhana, you will become a laughing stock. But when you put in efforts, when there is Kriya Shakti, when you do sadhana, when you put the things in execution, then you become an inspiration to your family members, to your friends, to your colleagues. You become an inspiration. Seeing you, they will come into the spiritual path. The real love, note this point, very important point. The true love, the real love, is self-love. And the definition of self-love is you wanting to be a better person. That is real self-love. You want to be a better version of yourself every single day. Every single day, you want to learn something new. Every single day, you want to grow. Every single day, you want to transform your qualities. You want to master your qualities. Sometimes you speak lies out of fear. So you want to reduce your lies. You want to avoid your lies. You make efforts to come out of the fear. You make efforts to come out of the guilt. You make efforts to live a natural life. You make efforts to live a courageous life. You make efforts to live an authentic life. You make efforts to live a peaceful life. That is real love. That is self-love. If you don't make efforts to be a better person, if you don't make efforts to let go of all the programming, if you don't make efforts to let go of all the masks, all the unnecessary masks we were wearing out of fear, out of childhood conditioning, we wear a lot of masks. With different people, we have different masks. So if you don't make efforts to let go of the masks, then you don't love yourself. Your effort towards your self-mastery is the real love, self-love. The love you show towards the other people is just the reflection of what love you have towards yourself. If you don't love yourself totally, unconditionally, you cannot love another person totally, unconditionally. So it begins with you. For that, you need a lot of energy. A person who focuses on himself or herself, a person who is ready to accept the mistakes, a person who is ready to apologize, a person who is ready to ask for forgiveness, a person who is ready to say, okay, I have done a mistake. It is my ignorance. Next time I won't do it. I want to grow. I'm not perfect. I want to grow. The person who has this attitude, this is an attitude of growth, an attitude of being a better person. Only that person is capable to be healthy holistically. Holistic health defines your physical health, your emotional health, your psychological health, your spiritual health, and your social health. There are 5 aspects: your physical, your emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual, and social. So once you have all the 4 healths, including a spiritual health, then you are socially healthy. You can make friendship with everybody. You can be in oneness with everybody. Social health means you are friendly to everybody. You are in oneness with everybody. You not only think about you, you want to think about everybody. You are a well-wisher of everybody. Then you will be a good father, good mother, good child, good employee, good neighbor, because you have a good social health. So when it relates to health, energy plays a very important role. So you have to understand energy from the perspective of willpower. Your willpower to be a better. You need to have the willpower to be a better person. If you think like, whatever I am, that's it. I'm good enough. Others has to change. Everybody around me have to change. My father have to change. My mother have to change. My wife has to change. My husband has to change. My children have to change. My stupid boss has to change. Everybody has to change, but I am perfect. If you have this attitude, then you cannot grow. You cannot be healthy. You cannot be happy. You cannot change another person. You cannot expect another person to change. This is the problem with most of the women. Most of the women, they expect the husband to change. It will never happen. You mark my words. Nobody, no men will change because the wife wants a change. The men will change only when the men want to change. The same way, vice versa. But because men are so busy in the outside world, I'm speaking about the Indian society. So men are so busy in the outside world, they don't have much time to think about wife. But especially the homemakers, all the time they're sitting at home, they're thinking about their husband. My husband has to change. It's not going to happen. The simple truth is you cannot change another person. See, Krishna cannot convince Duryodhana to give 5 villages. The great enlightened master Krishna in Bhagavad Gita cannot change. If Krishna, as a great enlightened master, cannot change Duryodhana, what can you change your husband? Or what can you change your wife? You cannot change another person, but you can change yourself. That is a possibility. You can change yourself. So your focus should be on changing yourself. Whether you are a male or a female, whether you're a husband or a wife, doesn't matter. You have to focus on your own self. That is a healthy attitude. And that is the right attitude. The healthy attitude is, rather than finding faults with others, use the same energy towards your own transformation. It is easy to find faults with others. The same energy, the same time, the same energy you are using to find fault with others, the same time and the same energy, you use it on yourself for your own progress, for your own transformation. Then naturally you will be happy. Naturally you will be healthy. You will be healthy, the relationship also will be healthy, my dear friends. Healthy persons manifest healthy relationships. Underline this point. Healthy persons manifest healthy relationships. Healthy person means healthy viewpoint. The definition of a healthy point, number one, viewpoint. You should have a healthy viewpoint. You should have a healthy attitude. You should have a healthy knowledge of life. You should have healthy willpower. That means no one step forward, 2 steps backwards. You should not be that. Once you decide, you should keep forward, come what may. Your intent has to be very strong. Healthy intent. Healthy intent means once you decide you want something, you should not give up. You should always move forward. Healthy intent. And then the final point is a natural desire, a natural love towards your own self, towards your own self-mastery. Only a person who is focused on the self-mastery is capable to accept another person with all faults as it is. Because your focus is not on others, your focus is only on yourself. Let others do mistake. They will learn from their mistakes. But your focus is on your own mistakes. Your focus is only on yourself. That is self-mastery. That is the definition of self-mastery. The definition of self-mastery is you are focused only on your own evolution. You are focused on your own perfection. You are focused only on your own lessons. You are focused on your own joy. This is self-mastery. Okay? So tomorrow, again, we will gather, we will meditate together, and tomorrow I'll take some questions, and we'll continue the session tomorrow. Thank you very much. We'll see you again tomorrow. Namaste to all.